Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. And a very warm welcome to all of you here today at the Barony Hall at the University of Strathclyde for what will be yet another joyous celebration of our students' achievements, more of which we will hear a little later on. A very warm welcome to many of you who have travelled from far afield, not just from across Scotland and the UK, but we have many international guests here as well, so it's great to have you here to celebrate the autumn graduations with us. We will begin momentarily with the students processing across the stage with us conferring the degrees. That will be overseen by our Executive Dean, Professor Attila Insacek. And then I'll give you some words of update as to what the university has been doing in the past year, and we have much to share with you. So we look forward to giving you an update. Today is a very important celebration. Many of you will know this is our Golden Jubilee. Whilst we are a university that's some 218 years old, we got our Royal Charter 50 years ago. And earlier this morning we had some guests from the Glasgow School of Art. They, as a gift in recognition of our Golden Jubilee, designed a new graduation cap for us, which was put to some use this morning. But those of you who are graduating this afternoon are effectively the first cohort to be doffed by our new cap. This was designed in respect of the university's position as a leading international technological university and has had many of the features of our crest woven into the fabric. They use some advanced manufacturing technology, which was very fitting for this place, and also gives you an idea of the collegiality between the institutions in Glasgow. So I'll try not to do too much damage with this later on if I don't get too enthusiastic about its use. But again, another sign of our historical connections. So ladies and gentlemen, graduands and graduates to be very welcome. Let me now formally declare the congregation open and pass to Professor Insacek. Thank you very much indeed.
Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the university and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for research in the Department of Electronic and Electrical Engineering, Chao Chen. Krishna Shintanta Shinam. Paul Kroller. Magnus Curry. Douglas William Elliott. Shikai Huang. Mark Hugh Keegan. Karen Mackenzie. Yun-Hee Shan. Shu-Hai Shi. For research in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, Rodrigo Casinale Payanane Ni. Ziragosh Liskenwitz. Stephen Robert Owens. For research in the Department of Naval Architecture, Ocean and Marine Engineering, Paula Mara Grinsberg-Kellett. Zhu Junjian. Jiming Yuan. For the degree of Master of Philosophy, for research in the Department of Naval Architecture, Ocean and Marine Engineering, Jade Otey. For the degree of Master of Science in Sustainable Engineering, Chemical Processing, Wamina Waruno. In Chemical Technology and Management, Ronan Konkanen. Lara Scary. In Process Technology and Management, Archie Bong Emmanuel Okon. Amit Mahendra Dinishpade. Brianji Henry Harry. Sama Bompili Kadila Amono. In Advanced Chemical and Process Engineering, David Kerr Gemmel. Mariam Hajirap Derkani. Zuhair M.A. Kridaga. Andrew MacArthur. Damien O'Keefe. Ivan Alejandro Principi. In Electrical Power Engineering with Business, Tania Alonso Fernandez. Tobashi Donatus Anwun Obi. Basimia Binti Haji Mat Jaloloidin. Nur Hazwani Binti Zamli. Callum Bissett. Jiao Jai. Lingji Kong. Ivan Kudranko. To Evan Lee. Stuart Robinson. Odabir Sheen. In electronic and electrical engineering, Ahmet F. Arzam. Sidesh Gori. Yan Han. Nur Afida binti Hashim. Kai Huang. Tolulupe Bamideli Lijitonea. Łukasz Kaczorowski. Li Jingwei. Samuel John McCormack. Patrick Gerard Murphy. Jinyuan Rin. Sun Yai. Yibing Shu. Van Dian Chang. Ying Yong Chang. Fushe Zheng. In Communications Technology and Policy, Michael Ansah. In Wind Energy Systems, Barry Cairns. Nick Wing Hang Chung. Gary Dillon. Anastasios Olis Rosis. Carlo Pina. Gary William Pauly. Chandra Kumar Poon. Georgia Chigara. Dimitrios Lepis. Dimitrios Vozikis. In sustainable engineering, renewable energy systems and the environment, Oluwaseun Akinyele Akintola. Maria del Carmen Bonajegra Yanet. Michael Bush. James Brity Copeland. Callum Craig. Leonard Alistair Gray. Ian Horsfield. Kulkarkani Swatnil. Lopez Gudinia Diego. Jamie Stewart MacDonald. Chris McGee. Eleni Beniamidou. Mohammed Nazrin bin Shiit. In power plant engineering, Amitalok Bhattacharya. Ewan Donald Cameron. Jean Gonis. Shashank Gupta. Robin Stewart McGregor. Mohammed Rafiq Settu. In power plant technologies, Cholachot Wurdit. Yasir Majid. In advanced mechanical engineering, Apting Osatian. Taylor Adam Stubbs. In advanced mechanical engineering with aerospace, Korevin Shinaratsai. In sustainable engineering, marine technology, Leonidas Chrysenas. Ilereu Romano. Niki Kriaki Taprazi. In sustainable engineering, offshore renewable energy, Raquel Chavato Perdigon. Song Fu. Julian Garcia Ibanez. Kieran Patrick Gilbert. Maria Kogimuzoglu. Stuart Keith Mack. Javier Macuales de Mandeluca. Olukunle Peter Odunbaku. Stephen Duncan Reed. Laura Rollo Perez. Noel Chances Conde. In marine engineering, Mohammed Imran bin Abdul Jamil. Yanis Chupas. Donyu Hilek Gongo. Abhinav Kumar Jaiswal. Stelianos Corvesis. Arju Emmanuel Matthew Moses. Andreas Michael Panagi Otu. Junkin. Juding. Keith Zerefa. In technical ship management, Ibrahim Suti Oladimeji. Iona Kafka. Vasilios Potidis. Athanasios Sabas. In offshore floating systems, Paul Kashlet. Firdaus Tasnim Binti Shipa. Alessandro Lombardi. Eris Scampis. Yuan Tao. Bijin Vijayaraya Jayakumari. Zhongyi Wang. Xue Peng. Yang Yu. Zhenhao Yang. Ikwan Shafiq bin Zainal Abdin. In subsea engineering, Felix Apia Ankam. Ayokunle Abdul Washu Bada. Muhammed Zayimbi Zainal Abdin. Mikel Birdas. Oduka Gerlat Ekbi. Akan Richard Etim. Roderick Logan McNeil. Effiong James Ntia. Chizibuzu Chizimezirim Ofakbu. Tom Ekenei Okbu. Babafemi Oluwol Olungumwa. Ademolu Richard. Onyekashi Julian Odogwu. In ship and offshore structures, Riaz Kuronian. Christopher Melville. Arvind Kishar Tiramanur Shivamugavelo. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Chemical Engineering, Kyle Ramsey Anderson. In Electrical and Mechanical Engineering, Andrew McDermott. In Aeromechanical Engineering, Matthew Gerard Keenan. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Chemical Engineering, Stuart John Clark. Alan Donald. Vaclav Svoboda. Mohammed Afzal. Paul Francis Catenach. Carly Davis. Craig Paul Jones. Ryan Lloyd Krykant. Matthew John Turburn. Daniela Wren. Oliver Byrne. Daniel Hughes. Farhan Latif. Aditi Mukhopadhyay. Callum Robertson. Anastasia Wilson. Muhammad Norkari bin Kashimi. Stephanie Ann Jenkins. In electronic and electrical engineering, Cho Chang. Daniel Macisis. Alistair McKehney White. In electrical and mechanical engineering, Alison Morish. In aeromechanical engineering, Ahmed Cem Ali Erik. In naval architecture and marine engineering, Muhammad Daniel Arif bin Abdul Halim. Maximos Ioannis Kassidimas. Sean David Wiley. Michael William Robert McNall. In naval architecture with ocean engineering, Matan Kumar Mohan. Philip Harrower. Oliver Gerald Rowan Hayes. Anisuzana Binti Mohammed Noor. David Nanji Rak. In engineering studies, Craig John McDowell. For the degree of Master of Science in Subsea Engineering, Olawaya Atunyode. Emmanuel Akonsoga Sam. For the degree of postgraduate diploma in subsea engineering, David Antonio Kisongo. For the degree of Master of Science in subsea engineering, Arash Shankuri. For the degree of subsea engineering, Ramuela Otayada Genyo. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Chemical Engineering, Abitamas Hamdi Al-Azari.
To the last candidate, just remember, degrees can be revoked as well as awarded. Anyway, that's good. He was worth waiting for. And well done to the Executive Dean for a wee bit of dynamic rescheduling at the end and coping with it. Well done. So let me again repeat my very warm welcome to all of you here at our graduation ceremony. And on behalf of the university, I would like to congratulate every one of today's graduates on their awards. And today, as you'll have seen, we welcome visitors from all over the world, and we particularly are delighted to see you here to join in the celebration. And as you've seen, these congregations are about the conferment of degrees, but they can also be viewed as a bridge between the past and the future. And today marks your personal transition from student to graduate and the beginning of an exciting new phase in your life. Your education is built on a foundation representing the work of generations of scholars, including much that includes and continues to be informed by Strathclyde's research thinking and contributions. As you move forward in your careers, you will make your own discoveries, just as Strathclyde academics are doing today, exploring new research questions and pushing forward the frontiers of learning. And the sense of the future rooted in the past is one of the strengths of our system. And indeed, in our ceremony today, we reflect just that. As we said earlier, we celebrated our new cap that you were all touched by. And of course, the roots of using the cap goes back to ancient China over 2,000 years ago, over the past millennia in the Middle East, where the capping ceremony was an important part of the transition from childhood to adulthood. And for me as presiding officer today, it's a genuine honour for me to perform that simple but ancient ritual of capping each of you on the head. And that was formal recognition before your family, friends and lecturers of your hard work, the days spent in the laboratories, in the lecture theatres, the nights in the library, and of course the ordeal of your examinations. It has been a symbol that you now are part of a growing community, doctors of philosophy, masters, bachelor's students, linked across the generations through the pursuit of knowledge. And today, graduates, you are indeed now fully fledged Strathclyders. And with all of that, I know that you would agree that your success would not have been possible without the support and encouragement of your families and friends. And it is important that we acknowledge their part in the successful completion of your university studies. Our graduates, and indeed the university at large, owe them a real debt of gratitude for all of their important contributions. As the first in my own family to have gone to university, as it happens here at Strathclyde, I became an undergraduate 40 years ago. I was a child prodigy, very young, but I joined here in 1974 and joined the Electronic and Electrical Engineering department. I knew exactly the importance of the support of my own mother and those that were around me. And I'm sure that today's graduates and our family of staff would like to take the opportunity to thank your family, your friends, and your supporters for all that they've done to make today possible. Thank you very much indeed. For our academic staff too, this is a very important day because ultimately your success is their reward. Strathclyde has sought to provide you with a high-quality education and a first-class university experience for all of our students, regardless of background. And I hope that you all feel that in your own experience, we've achieved precisely what we set out to do. So, graduates, I would like now to invite you to join me in thanking our staff for all that they have done to support you in your achievements. Thank you. Since our institution's establishment in 1796 and throughout our history, the University of Strathclyde has remained faithful to our founding principles, including, and I quote, that we were established for the benefit of mankind. And it is worth noting that we were the only higher academic institution to be established in Scotland during the time of the Enlightenment. That's an important distinction for us. At the time where there was challenge, new scientific thinking, and an understanding that universities weren't places apart from society, but universities such as ours are embedded in society, making contributions wherever we possibly can. And we are now driving forward our reforged strategy in that same Enlightenment spirit and making it all the more relevant to the 21st century. Our founder, a physicist or natural philosopher, a man called John Anderson, had strong links with Benjamin Franklin. We were delighted to discover and build upon our knowledge. Franklin, of course, the American inventor and academic, who founded the University of Pennsylvania in 1751 with the motto of useful knowledge. And that thinking, and the thinking of others in Europe at the time, directly influenced our founder. And John Anderson then developed our proposition, and it resonates beautifully with Strathclyde's motto of useful learning. And never has this philosophy been so relevant since our establishment some 218 years ago. And our motto, known and loved by all of our staff and students, it still defines our purpose as a leading international technological university. Across our campus and in many of the buildings that you'll have passed today on your way here to the celebrations in the Barony Hall, our academics and our students are developing drugs to fight disease and illness. They are producing technologies and policy solutions to tackle climate change while establishing a low-carbon economy and revolutionising global manufacturing. They continue to work in Africa to establish power and water supplies in remote villages and to stimulate greater education there. They are bringing prosthetic limb technology to those in need in India. Many are working to inform public policy and national economic strategy. They are providing people with the opportunities to transform their lives and the lives of their families. And as I referenced earlier, we are proud that we still attract many first-generation university students to Strathclyde. And finally, we are giving business and industry the tools that they need to be more innovative, to promote economic growth, to create jobs, and to provide us all with a sustainable, healthy, high quality of life. And importantly, with all of that background, you, our new graduates, should be doubly proud to be graduating from Strathclyde this year because we are currently the UK Entrepreneurial University of the Year. We were delighted to receive this accolade just over a year ago from the Times Higher organisation at a high-profile ceremony in London. And this built on the previous year's achievement and the accolade as the UK University of the Year, the first Scottish university to receive such recognition. And over the past 6 months, an organisation called Interface, which is the exchange institution between business and university, recognised Strathclyde as Scotland's top university for research partnerships, and in September this year, in the Inspiring Glasgow Awards, Strathclyde received the Industry and Business Award. So there's a message there about the reality and centrality of what we're trying to do for our graduates and our researchers, making an impact on business and economy. So we continue to demonstrate our ability to have disproportionate impacts through, most importantly, the production of our high-quality graduates and our postgraduates, and the quality of our research, and more recently, the highly effective means that we've designed to translate our knowledge into impact for our partners in both industry and indeed the public sector partners that we have. And it is clear to everyone, or should be, that Scottish higher education is fulfilling its responsibility as a driver of sustainable economic growth, and Strathclyde has a distinct role in this national and international objective. It is clear and right that universities should be seen as a national investment, not as a cost. With an annual investment of around 1.1 billion in the higher education sector, we are delivering over 6.7 billion of economic value into the Scottish economy. That sounds like good value for money to me. And in an independent view of Strathclyde alone earlier this year by Bigger Economics, Strathclyde alone was seen to be generating around 1.4 billion of extra value into the Scottish economy over the next 8 years, something that's important for social services, education, as well as the industrial strength that we need to build. And of course, we are well engaged with the need of our universities to contribute to society at large through education, policy, health technologies, law, etc. And our other faculties address those requirements very effectively. And certainly, I should say, the achievements of the faculty that we're graduating today, the Faculty of Engineering, over the last year, their achievements give me great cause for confidence for the future. And let me give you some general highlights, because we could be here till late if I were to list all of the great achievements of my colleagues in the engineering faculty. You may have seen that our Technology and Innovation Centre, which is almost completed down in George Street, is just about to be opened. What will be our newly appointed First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, will be here in December to give us the first phase of launch. We'll have a fuller launch of that facility later next year. But that's about revolutionising how universities work with industry and business. Thomas Edison, when he worked at the late 19th century, beginning of the 20th century, had what he called an inventions factory. I'd like to think of this as our innovations factory. He also, colleagues, had a group of workers he called the Insomnia Squad, and I think the effort I get from my staff, I think they're also members of the Insomnia Squad. But through all of this, we make impacts. The UK government has established a new programme of what they call catapult centres. These are typically £50 to £100 million worth of investment in key technology areas, and Strathclyde has an unprecedented engagement with this programme. We host the UK Catapult Centre for Offshore Renewable Energy, seeking to add value engineering and drive cost out of offshore renewables, important for the UK economy as well as for climate change. We are also one of the core partners in the High Value Manufacturing Catapult Centre. We have a new major research centre out at the airport, some 6,000 square metres of applied research capability, revolutionising aerospace manufacturing and now moving our manufacturing technology into the automotive and energy arenas. In June this year, just before David Willett stood down as Science Minister, he announced that the University of Strathclyde, with its partners University of Surrey and Department of Business and Innovation and Skills, will take leadership role in the National Physical Laboratories in London. This is some 550 scientists, some 250 support technicians, revolutionising quantum technology, metrology, advanced materials, looking at smart grid, looking at communications, and looking generally at measurement science. It is a world leader, and Strathclyde has been tasked, along with its colleagues, to drive that centre forward to position the UK on the world stage. For those of us a little bit more mature, you may remember that the bouncing bombs from the Second World War, those were developed in the National Physical Laboratories. There's much more peacetime applications these days through advanced technologies, physics and engineering, but we effectively get the keys of that new facility on the 1st of January. In June, we also launched our new Oil and Gas Institute, transferring what we know about asset management, condition monitoring, also enhanced oil recovery into the oil and gas sector. There are some 24 billion barrels of oil equivalent still left in the UK continental shelf, and Strathclyde engineers and scientists are now stand ready to make an impact to try and drive forward that particular part of our economy. And our students seem to be liking the experience here as well. We were delighted to note that our overall satisfaction rating from the UK National Student Survey has risen to 89%, and we are currently still not satisfied with that. We need to keep on pushing that on with the help of our students. We also joined the Scottish Carbon Capture and Storage Partnership in the very recent months. Also from Chemical and Process Engineering, we had a great success through Dr. Claudia Chen in her start-up company called Saboteur Metrics, which won the 2014 Converge Challenge, a prestigious national contest championing enterprise and entrepreneurial innovation. We've also started 3 new doctoral training centres, another 250 PhD students to add to a group of PhDs and postgraduate researchers approaching 1,500 in this university, driving our research intensity. Professor Keith Bell of Electronic and Electrical Engineering took up the Scottish Power Chair in Smart Grid Technology. Dr. Ashley Fletcher of of Chemical and Process Engineering, was named a member of the Royal Society of Edinburgh Young Academy of Scotland. And so it goes. All I can say is this engineering faculty is not just amongst the best in the UK, it's amongst the very best in Europe, and I am very proud of their achievements. So it is in this exciting context, graduates, that you should view your awards. You're now graduates of a university that puts students at the heart of all that we do, that values education and research excellence, and that supports close connections with society at large, and indeed the business world. And importantly, again, as you have had a hint of today, internationalisation is fundamental to the best universities, where we contribute, collaborate and compete there on the international stage. And we are no different. And as an example of developments in the past year, we have strengthened our programme of global engagements with world-class institutions across the globe. In the United States, our partners are the very best. Stanford in photonics and energy, New York University in public health and energy, MIT in pharmaceutical manufacturing, and Carnegie Mellon in policy and energy also. In China, we are working with Tsinghua and Peking universities, Tianjin, and Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, the #1 university in Asia with whom we have a very deep research relationship. In Singapore, Nanyang Technological University and the National University of Singapore, and in Japan, Tokyo and Kyoto. All important, and most importantly, our students benefit from being part of an international institution, emerging with the skills necessary for Scotland and indeed themselves to play their full part in the world. Because our students here in the Glasgow campus will have been exposed to different cultures and traditions as we attract students from over 100 countries here to join us in Glasgow. But importantly, our students also leave here understanding their obligations as global citizens. However, as well as global impact, it's important for you to understand our grounding here in Glasgow. So we take our local responsibilities very seriously. It's been my privilege to be chairman of the Glasgow Economic Leadership Board for 3 years now, driving forward and recasting Glasgow's economy around advanced engineering, renewables, finance and business, life sciences. These technologies are going to really put Glasgow back on the world map, and you'll be aware that in the past 3 months there's been the fantastic announcement of the £1.2 billion city deal that the Glasgow Economic Leadership supported the city on. So we're going to see big drives on infrastructure, but just as importantly, big drives to create jobs and technologies that our students can become part of. We also remain, and I don't mind saying with some pride, the leading Scottish research intensive university for widening access to our programmes for students. That is, students that come here from some of the most challenged communities in Scotland. Some 12% of our new entrants join us each year from those communities. And of course, earlier this year, it was my genuine pleasure when I was announced as Chancellor of the Children's University to invite some 80 youngsters between 7 and 12 to come here with their families. Their parents, many of whom had never crossed the threshold of a university before, so we tried to demystify this place and have them understand that their ambition for themselves and, more importantly, for their children can be for them to achieve a place in higher education. And we had some 80 of these, as my colleagues know, and I've said it before. I was looking forward to that graduation because I thought I might actually look tall on the stage for once with a group of 7-year-olds to cap. But as I say, the 10, 11 and 12-year-olds, I had to stretch to cap some of them. I don't know what we're feeding them these days, but they're certainly bigger than I remember. All of these youngsters go out with a learning passport. They go to Kelvin Grove Art Gallery, they go to the Glasgow Science Centre, they come for lectures, lab visits, and every time they do something, they get a stamp on their passport. And when they get their passport full, they come, as our graduates have done today, and they graduate from the Children's University as bachelor graduates. If they stick in for another 18 months, they'll get a master's degree from the Children's University. And by the time they're 14, if they're still doing exciting things in around education and STEM, they'll get a PhD from the Children's University. So my staff can look forward to PhD students joining them when they're age 17 or 18. So it'll be a great challenge for the education process. But the widening access is in our DNA, and you know what, we have fun engaging with it because that's what it's all about. So it's a great privilege for me to lead this fine institution with the superb support I get from my executive team, my academic colleagues, as well as the broader community of support and technical staff. And I am convinced that our founder, John Anderson, would recognise completely what we are doing today as the realisation of what he sought to achieve back in the Enlightenment. So, we seek in the 21st century to be an agent for positive change in Glasgow, in Scotland, in UK and on the international scene. And most importantly, to my graduates, I'm certain that you will build tomorrow's world and that 2014 can indeed become a vintage year. So in this context, and as you leave the hall today, you'll leave not just with an award, but with a responsibility. Today's graduates now join our alumni, who number over 170,000 individuals from around the world. Whatever you do with your degree, and wherever you may choose to work, remember that as well as academic scholarship, useful learning also means applying your knowledge for the benefits of others, making a positive impact for yourselves and, importantly, the communities that you belong to, respecting diverse views, acknowledging freedom of expression and thought, and reaching conclusions and resolving disputes by reason. These characteristics represent the core values of our university. And finally, let me return to today's celebration. We are all here to mark the achievements of those receiving awards. So again, on behalf of the university, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to you all and wish you every success in your future careers. Well done, and please enjoy the rest of this very special day. Thank you. Even from this distance, I can see the thumbs up signal from my colleague at the back, which tells me the weather is in reasonable shape, which means we can cordially invite you to join us at the Lord Todd Hall, just some 100 metres or so to the right of the hall as you leave. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this ceremony as much as we have. It's always a great day for us, and to the graduates, again, many congratulations. Let me now formally declare this congregation closed. Thank you very much.